Welcome to Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
And I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
And it is episode 260 of Forever Exiled.
What? Didn't we just have 260?
No. This is we did 259. Your note says 260 even. I looked on it first. That's how I go off of it.
Yeah. No, hang on a sec. I got checked last week. I think I screwed up.
We are on 260. We didn't do 260 last week. If I look at our podcasts that I have saved.
You're right. Hi, welcome to 260, everybody. This is great.
That maybe adds some context to our conversation earlier. Okay. Anyway, 260. This is the 260th episode. And this is likely to be a note-filled episode for the two of us because, I don't know, it's just life's busy. We got stuff we got to deal with, and we may have to step away. But you know what? You'll never know. Besides like a very awkward, what were we talking about?
Right. And we're back.
I should add that to the notes. What was the last comment made? But then that requires more typing.
260 episodes later, you come up with that idea.
That idea, right? Big shout out to our patrons. Thank you to Gabe for signing up this week. We really appreciate it. To everybody else who resubbed up as well. Love your faces. Thank you to our patrons and supporters. Patreon gets you access to our After Dark, which is our podcast after the podcast, where you never know what you're going to get. Last week you got Aaron, which, surprise. That's just what happens. You never know. We had a blast. So, big thank you to everybody who supports the podcast. We love it. And a big shout out as well. I got a couple kind messages privately regarding pain management and some ideas. So, thank you, everybody. You're all swell.
You are all wonderful. Just how was your week?
You want me to go first? My week was, Christina's still gone.
Yep.
And she is back Monday. So this is my third weekend without her, but thankfully.
Really? Already?
Already. Wow. Yeah, she's back. I'm picking her up on Monday. So I'm very excited for that. I'm happy she had a good time, but I need her at home. It's very helpful.
Good for you.
What did I do this week? I'm trying to think. What can I? So this comes out Sunday. So she hears that. She might hear this. I don't want her. Well, okay. So here's what happens. We record Friday. I think. I don't remember if last week was kind of a shit show for us, but I feel like it was recording wise.
We just recorded later on Friday.
That's what it was. Okay. So Saturday, I had everything all done. And I think it was in the afternoon. I was doing laundry with the kids. And I had a genius idea on Saturday. And I'm not going to say specifically what the idea is. I'll say maybe in After Dark, just because, there's some surprises that I'm whatever. But anyway, I had this genius idea on Saturday, which was going to require some work on my part. And I decided on Sunday to commence with this work.
Okay.
Also on Sunday, though, however, I came down in the morning, got my water as I do, went back upstairs to go into the sauna, had my shower, came downstairs and took my pills. And as I took my nerve blocking ones, I had a thought in my head, like literally as I swallowed them, going, did I take these this morning when I came down to get my water? Because sometimes I do. I wasn't sure if I did. And I was like, Oh, this is bad if I doubled up on this, because even a tiny increase in this dosage tends to mess with me. So I went about my day. In the beginning of the day, went with the girls to Home Depot, had our little trip out there. We had some lunch, and then I sat down. The best
family trip ever.
Take me to Home Depot any day. And now Canadian Tire, that's on my list too, because that place is glorious. But we got home and had lunch, and then I was putting the F1 race on because I hadn't watched it yet. And about 25 minutes into the F1 race, I was like, shit. I took 2 doses of this pill. It started to hit me like an absolute truck. I felt awful. I was dizzy. I was everything was blurry because your eyes can't focus even on the normal dosage that I take for the first little bit. And I was exhausted. Like I fell asleep in the race. So then I thought I was just going to lay down and sleep, but I also was like, well, I picked this idea of mine on Saturday. I should maybe get started with it. So I did. I got started with it and then enlisted the help of my dad, and it wrecked my back doing it. It was probably not a great idea. And then I spent a couple days through the week working on this project as well, and did get it done. So,
Excellent.
That was good, but I paid
now you
for
just
it.
have a thrashed back, and you're a little off on your dosage now.
Yeah, and then today my doctor upped my dosage now to the max, which is what she was always wanting to get me to. However, it was a pretty steep increase. I was impressed that I was up this morning. I did not expect that to happen that easily, but it may still kick in over the next day or two. So we'll see. But I took it this morning as well. So if I just all of a sudden start to pass out in the middle of us chatting, you'll know why.
Okay.
But you know what? The week was it was good. It was just a lot of, it's a lot of managing when you're working a lot, and then you're also trying to deal with the kids, and then the kids have today off, and there's all these things happening at school, and then other things in life that come up with your kids that are unexpected, and then you have to deal with them. I think that my boys specifically have they have something in their brains that go, Dad's home by himself without mom. Now is the time to do something that will be very stupid and just cause Dad an awful lot of stress, because that is so far now. My boys are 2 for 2 for doing that, causing me massive grief while my wife is away. But you know what? We get stronger, and we just
builds character.
Builds character. That's right.
I lost my monitor. There you are.
Oh, cool. Is it back?
It is now. Sweet. You keep talking while you look at my crotch while I bend over the camera and make sure all my plugs are good.
Yeah, give me a good shot. You're still listening.
Giving your
Yeah, give me the totally.
Okay,
That's right. Totally.
So it'll just be here. I'll move the mic up a bit. All right.
So the week was good though. I was very busy.
Are you kidding me?
I know, it's so cool. We had
amazing
lot of new rollout stuff with work, which was fun.
Rollouts? I love rollouts.
Rollouts are the best. I'm trying to look at my calendar because I had a haircut. Which I always love.
No way.
Love my haircuts. And
a face and head.
That's right, face and head. It was epic. And then what is this? If Christina knows, obviously I had a cleaner come through the house. There's no way she's not going to know that I had a cleaner come through this house. But here's the thing that I've always found funny, and I've always mocked Christina for this. We used to have a cleaner come every 2 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. Back when the kids were babies, and it was just to help out a lot with.
Oh, I forgot to fake it. What? 2 weeks? Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
But I used to always give Christina a hard time because I always found it dumb that we would pre-clean the house before a cleaner would come through the house. But I realized that makes sense because my kids are slobs and they have way too much crap. Are you looking for somebody? Is somebody there? Are they there? No, we'll take our pause.
They haven't knocked yet, but
okay, let me get through this part real quick then. We pre-cleaned the house, which took on Thursday. My kids hated me. No, Wednesday after school, they got off school. And I was like, hey, clean up your stuff, put your stuff away, have a snack, and your life now exists to clean. And literally from after school till they went to bed, they had to clean. Because I was like, I'm not paying this lady to pick up your toys and organize your stuff. And I want her to clean the house, the stuff I don't want to do. That's what she's being paid for. You guys are going to clean up your stuff. Oh, they were mad. They did not like it. They were folding laundry, cleaning up their rooms, cleaning up the playroom, helping. I cleaned up the downstairs. But so we had a cleaner come through all day yesterday. She was here 7 hours and it looks great. So now my kids are allowed to exist on the couch for 4 days. So
good.
For the next 4 days, they're not allowed to touch anything except the couch. And otherwise, you know what? The week was good. I played some WoW. I didn't get a whole lot of time. I tried to enjoy my couch. I got to go onto it 2 times, so that was a plus. And we'll take a break here at this time in the episode, and I will say break. Justin's week is done. Tyler, how was your week?
Oh,
We'll be
good.
back.
Thank you. Good talk.
No, we'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Oh, do you want me to pause this or stop it?
No,
or what?
just leave it. Just leave it running. It's way easier that way.
Just an 8-hour recording. Okay.
Yep. 35:38. We're back. How did it go? How was your time away from me?
It was good. It was good.
Did you get it sorted?
Well, yeah, and then hopefully after this meeting and show and tell for the poor job the floors did for the upstairs compared to the downstairs, hopefully
That's what
I don't
Tyler was
have
doing right
to
now.
pay anything. Yeah. So, yeah, this week's been good. Been good. It's, I'm still exhausted out of my mind. My body still wants to sleep for 12 hours and then nap for 2 hours at a time, multiple times throughout the day, but that's fine. Kids are good. They have a Pro D Day today, and then we have Truth and Reconciliation Day on Monday. So it's a 4-day weekend for the kids.
Love when the schools do that.
Yeah, no, it's good. So, things have been great. Everything's awesome. It's a really good season of life, and the lawn looks fantastic, and PoE has been fun. We had a fantastic time with the private league. It's just life's been good. I didn't get as much time with the private league as I wanted.
Me neither, but I never died.
I didn't either. I just restarted a few times for
my
fun.
guy too far to die.
But then, you didn't get as much time as you wanted. But you've also been playing WoW, so I don't know. And then, but my reason is legit. My wife has been really into the private league this time around.
How'd she do? Did she die more? I think she did, right? A couple times?
She died, but did quite well.
Yeah. I watched I think 1 or 2 deaths. I can't remember. I watched a couple clips that people posted. Pretty fun.
Yeah. One of her deaths, she was doing well. She died to the Val Oversoul, the massive slam that they did.
That's the one, yeah.
But it just like inexperience with Path of Exile in general. She's learned to keep bosses on screen when she's panicking.
That's why.
But Path of Exile, your character is sitting on the top third of the screen, right? Like in the center, but on the bottom of the third. It's not in the center of the screen, but there's so much that's busy at the top of the screen that
if you go too far south,
right,
just lose everything.
And you don't have to be that far south to not see anything.
No. And if you don't understand that there's this noise that happens like right before it, even if you do know it though, you could dash or move the wrong way. You could literally jump right into it, as I have done before on other bosses. You can dash right into slams, and it's unfortunate.
Oh, yes. So anyway, but it was just one of those things, and it kind of, makes me think like, wow, there's like just lots of familiarity with the game. Obviously, with any game, experience is helpful and it matters, and hardcore is obviously one where experience matters. That's the name of the game. But just all the little things you do that are subconscious that you don't think about. Like for me, it never crossed my mind that I always keep the Val Oversoul on the south side of the screen. I just always do, and it just makes sense, right? Because then I can see everything, and it's totally fine. But
just kill it before it goes down.
If somebody asked me for tips ahead of time, I would have just been like, just run in circles. But I wouldn't have ever even thought to say keep them on the south side of the screen because they're a big boss and that's how it works. No way. But I naturally try and do that with all of them, even stuff like with the Brine King that doesn't have like large over the top hits. So anyway, but it was
just say though, with Oversoul, even running in circles is stupid because when he does like the ceiling crumble, good effing luck.
The depth perception for those rocks
no idea where
is
something's
impossible.
happening. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just move. And if you see your health go down, be like, oh, wrong spot, and just move again.
Yeah, exactly. It's just as bad as, there's one map that both you and I hate. The boss, I don't know if they still have it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but the bowling ball map.
Oh, yeah. It was a new one that came out like a number of years back.
Bowling balls.
What is that one? It's a weird map design too. It's like this mazy type thing. Yeah. And then you get to the boss and it's these big swirls around the ground. Yeah. That one.
Your ball.
There probably is some method to that fight. I don't know it. I've never, ever figured it out. My thing is always just like go in, do as much damage as you can. And when things change, just like hope and pray that which ball is rolling where. And I know that people are going to be like, oh my God, you guys are idiots. Just do this. But listen, you. It doesn't make sense to me.
Shut up.
Just shut up.
No, you just go on the lips, like outside of the gutters, but it's still very difficult.
Yeah, but
to
when he
see.
gets
and
the
then
shield,
the guy does
what happens?
Yeah, and then the slam thingy that he does, it's
But where?
I don't know.
It's just magic.
It's a stupid map. So
like that
anyway,
whole map.
race course forever. But I had a good week. Hopefully we get a good result in terms of warranty and who's paying for the flooring issues we have upstairs from when it was installed
Is it
a couple
pretty bad?
years ago. Yeah, it's really bad.
That sucks.
I could have
That's
done a better
annoying.
job. Well, because let's
be
briefly,
careful.
we had 2 separate floods within 6 months.
Yeah.
Right. And the upstairs leak that the dishwasher did was covered by insurance. In the flood that we had from, oh look, now someone else is coming to the door.
Torrential rain.
The flood that we had from that when the whole city flooded was not covered by insurance. And so we had to save up money to get the basement redone, but it didn't matter for upstairs. But we ended up getting it done roughly at the same time, both the upstairs and the downstairs installation. It was separated by only a few months. We just had a buddy, like they do, they're a carpenter, they do stuff, but they're not a floorer, right? They don't have the tricks of the trade. Like the individual, it was super kind of them, gave us a phenomenal deal. We still paid them, but they gave us a phenomenal deal. Kind of thing where it's like they reinstalled the toilet for us downstairs. I bought a new toilet. They installed it for us, no problem. They were just going to leave it unplugged for 2 weeks until they came back. Well, I mean, we'd be dead.
Yeah,
right? Like just the small little things like that. But so, of course, they don't know the little tips about flooring. The downstairs flooring has been perfect. Absolutely perfect and great. And they had a worse subfloor to deal with. It was concrete and it was not leveled ahead of time. And we have vinyl planking, so it's very wiggly. Which is it's supposed to be, right? We were told that it was going to be flexible, so expect a tiny bit of dips if it's not perfectly leveled. Upstairs, things are curling and separating apart from each other, and that's the one that was professionally done.
Oh, that's annoying.
So way worse of a job, and to the point where when we slide our chairs out from the table, we have to pick them up because the lips are so bad that you'll actually
that's brutal.
The chairs fall over. Yeah. So we're hoping, of course, with just how all the fine print works with insurance and companies and reliability, that should be taken care of because.
Yeah.
Well, it's the kitchen dining room area. You start having to replace flooring there. It's like, oh crap, man, that's like $4,000 with them having to move cupboards around and islands and
Hopefully it's covered. I know the insurance company you deal with, they're pretty good. So,
and Aaron, if you're listening, your stupid china cabinet.
What about it?
I think it's a waste, and
we have one
it just takes up such valuable space in the dining room and on the wall. I'd rather do something, but no, it's our armoire. No, not armoire. What is it? Starts with an A. Anyway, china cabinet.
Christina wants to take ours out and put a built-in, like build something into the space. Where our china cabinet is, because it's in the indent that's made for a china cabinet.
Oh, next to your liquor room. Yeah.
No. In the dining room, not my liquor area.
Oh, the dining room. Oh,
yeah. She wants to take that out and put a built-in in there, and which I'm fine with.
Just to the right of the door.
No, it's straight ahead to the door. Like when you walk into
on
my
the other
room,
side. On the exterior wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, which I'm fine with if she wants to do that. But I've looked at some of the options, and then she got them priced, and I was like, nah, let's just leave it.
yeah, right. That's right. So what's our time sub? Like how long were we gone for?
25 minutes.
Okay. Nice. Not bad.
So, but to everyone listening, half a second. Well, I can't remember exactly what I drop it down to, 0.7 maybe.
Yeah. But man, our weather's been phenomenal. Our lawns, your lawn's got to be pristine. I'm loving how my lawn looks, and
I did turn off my sprinkler so that my neighbor wouldn't bug me. I did hit the button to pause. I think I talked about that in After Dark last week. So that is now stopped. But yeah, the lawns look great. I had it treated for, I don't even know what he came in to treat it for. Maybe he did a weed run. I'm not sure.
He just wanted some money, so he looked around, took a picture. He's like, "It's $120."
I trust him. With the guys who do our hedges, the comment was just like, "Can you just tell us when you're supposed to come, and then just come?" Like, I'm not going to remember or know like what's the time of year. I think they do it in fall. I think that's the best time for having it done. So I'm like, you just tell me. I had the same conversation with the guys who service our hot water tank and our furnace and our air conditioner. And they're amazing.
You use the same company as I do, right?
Amazing.
They have
company.
a monthly thing now, which is really cool.
They do. I just don't want to pay monthly. I want to pay annually. I just prefer just paying the one time, but they don't have an annual renewal. They only do the monthly one. And so if you do annual, you just have to call them up. And I was like, so my conversation with them, because I know one of the owners and I saw him at a golf event recently. I was like, you call me. You guys, like, you know when my thing's coming up. I don't know when I'm a month away from my contract coming up with you. So they do now for the annual one. They reach out and get it all scheduled with you. But I was like, don't, that's your thing. You guys know those things. I don't. I've got a million other things I have to know for my work. Leave that stuff to you. You want my money, so it just takes an email. Just shoot me an email and say, hey, your time's coming up, and then I can go, okay, cool. So
click this button.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So I actually have to book them. They're coming in October. Oh, they already up. I'm already booked for them, actually.
they came yesterday.
When are they coming? Just taking a glance here. I know it's in here somewhere, but whatever. It'll come up the day before. When are they? Why do I? Oh, whatever. They're booked. They're coming. So yeah.
Great talk, Just. Great talk.
Yeah, it's funny. Yesterday I was on I don't open my family's WhatsApp chat very often. Sorry, Mom, but I just don't. But I noticed that there were a bunch of notifications in there. And apparently it was my wife from Chile inviting everyone to my house on a specific day and specific time for Thanksgiving. And I was like, thanks, I'll be there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's how I find stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Our private league ended.
Yeah.
So do you have more, or were you going into that?
No, I just want to thank everyone for playing our private league. We had a great time, as we always do. As a reminder, Justin and I hate hardcore, so it's fun to play hardcore and be disheartened.
Can be fun.
Well, it is when you do it as a community. Is fun, actually, it's as an individual task.
No, thank you.
Maybe if I was crazy bored with the game and wasn't interested in another game, I would. But I have Age of Empires for when I'm bored with PoE or need a break. So
you know why
hardcore is never my thing.
Hardcore for me in Path of Exile and other games, the reason that I don't like it is obviously I don't like dying and restarting. But the idea of getting far and really enjoying the build and then going like, oh, this is cool. I really want to try this in the game. But then knowing that if you do this, you could be that's where hardcore for me kills it, because I'm like, and it happens to me almost every private league where I'm like, man, I'd love to see how this build performed if I wasn't terrified. And I also I prefer having access to the trade market, but it was fun. It was really cool. Fun. Yeah, I did have really a lot of fun. I wish I could have played it more, but I got to. What did I get to? I feel like I did decently. I know I got to maps.
Neither of us beat our records.
Well, I know that. But I never died one time because I didn't have enough time to push it. I actually thought...
You've been playing WoW, though. Come on.
I have been, but not as often while the private league was going on. I just didn't have time. But I thought I was going to be playing the one night. Because, Sunday. But I was dead. That double up dosage of my pills, I couldn't do anything.
Man, I could have passed you too.
You probably could have. Could you have?
Yeah.
79. I got to 79. Where did you get to?
71, I think.
Oh, nice job.
Hey, I totally could have. The build was flying. It was great. It was just 73. One of those dumb on death effects that I can never see. Those crystal purple explosions.
Was that what it got you, the purple one?
Yeah, and there was some space. I was in an alcove, so there was only one way out, and there was a lot of stuff going to explode around. And I didn't notice it, but in retrospect, when I look back at the clip, I'm like, man, there's one place that I could have gone if I saw it, and that's fine. And I would have had to wait it out, just stand there stationary and wait it out. But I was moving too. I was moving, but I just didn't see it, and it was 4 hits. They all
well, because the purple one is dumb.
Drop.
Because it doesn't explode till the boss dies, until the mob dies. They explode after the mob dies. And I've always found that stuff. Well, I mean, we've never liked on death stuff, but you've just gone through this fight. There's stuff that they've put on the ground waiting for them to die. instead of just exploding over time, and then you kill it. And then of course, in any looting game, what do you want? You want the loot. It's just such an odd mechanic to make someone feel bad for going for the loot. We saw that in it was a pathofexile 2 demo thing. And I don't remember if it was brought up in that actual one, but it was like, guys, did they say it? I don't remember. I just remember thinking
I remember it being, I think it was Noogie that was
I don't remember
playing, and it was the big crab boss where it stomps and the sunlight.
There's light coming from the
cave. The cave ceiling starts breaking. Yep. So you know that you can stand in the sunlight because nothing else can break there. And that had an AoE explosion that was way too big when it died.
Yeah.
And that was one where you'd get like one of those passive attribute bonuses,
right?
And then he died and it wasn't there when he got back, and so then there was a conversation about if they got it or not. And I mean, I'm sure that kind of stuff has changed, but it was disappointing. I mean, that was 2 years ago, but it does seem, I really hope on-death effects are not so prominent.
No, keep with what they do with the bearers, those things that like blow up, there's a bunch of bright thing. Well, but that's on death though. Like, I don't mind stuff in the fight. Make the fight hard, but don't penalize me for winning. I just find that stuff dumb.
Well, as soon as you do that though, you make it movement based again. Right? You can't have the slow gameplay if you have, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying like, if you have on death effects, you go back to what Path of Exile 1 system is, no matter what your mechanics are in Path of Exile 2. As soon as you have on death effects, you bring in you always have to be moving.
Always move.
Right. Yeah. And so sure, the game feels different. Sure, your skills feel different, but it's going to be the same style of gameplay, despite the fact that it's a different game. So
I'm glad I'm not a game developer and have to figure this stuff out, but my feeling is I don't like the idea of being penalized because I won. I think that's a very silly mechanic. I think make the fight hard, but don't make it so that I feel bad for winning.
And it's funny because originally they added on death effects to the game to try and slow people down.
Then it
sped people up though, because
how does that I'm just saying, like, I wonder what the thought process is behind saying that by making something do damage after death, we're slowing you down. The only thing you're doing,
I think I'm misquoting. It wasn't to slow people down. It was to make people care about what you would normally not care about, like the white and magic monsters, just like, you're obliterating a map or a rare or whatever. You're bing, 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 bing. So as to make them care a little bit more, the speedy ones, which is how most people try and play anyway. But anyway.
I don't know. I don't know the solution, but
I didn't mean to get. I just. That's what I died from. The build is going fine. I had no chaos res. I had no chaos res, but not my fault. I didn't have to make any choices regarding it. Like, I just had no chaos res dropping. I had no amethyst rings. I had no amethyst. I had one amethyst flask option. But besides that, I had 0 chaos res dropping, and that's just how it went.
Wait, the combo suffixes like fire and chaos, lightning and chaos, those crafts, are those June based crafts, or are those?
I don't know, because I never.
I had two of them.
Yes, they are.
So they must have been June based.
I tried to find them for the longest time. Every time I had a free suffix, I'm like, sweet, and I go, and I couldn't remember where they were from. And then as I unlocked Jun once or twice, then I was like, oh right, and I just never had them.
Yeah.
So they would have been very helpful. But thank you to everyone that played. It was so. Oh, go ahead, son. Go.
I was just gonna say how it's crazy how strong they are at only like 12 to 15. Like, that's. Especially when the game is, I mean, it used to be able to be said that the game was balanced around 0% chaos res. I don't know that it's totally still like that, but it is pretty strong. Anyway, yes, I agree with you. Thank you to everybody who played. We had a great turnout. It was a lot of fun people. And just a huge shout out in general to people who hang out, like 2121, even still at this point in the league. I always saw people chatting in Discord today that, hey, if you got a question, come ask it in 2121. So I really, really appreciate the people who hang out with us in there and help people out in there. And I've gotten a number of messages of people thanking us just for the people that could hang out. It's not a thank you to us. We didn't do anything, but it's more a thank you to everybody else who's joined into, the Forever Exiled community and joined into 2121. We have, it's really cool. It's a fun group of people.
It is. And all you standard players playing chatting in 2121, good for you. Love it.
Oh, that's a thing too. Okay, cool.
You betcha. You betcha. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So thank you everybody for participating. And if you were not a participant, do not feel bad. We had a lot of fun without you, but we hope you had a lot of fun without us.
One thing I know you're probably going to bring up more in PoE, but I'm going back to my week again. One of the things that I had to deal with my kid involved me taking away access to the. I was just done with like playing games online and the Fortnite and the whatever. There's a bit of a consequence to some choices. So I said, hook up the old systems. I have every single one of them. Go play old games. So he's been playing like Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, and then yesterday I broke out. I forgot that I have like games down here that were hidden because maybe myself, but also more possibly my wife was like, I don't want them playing those games. So I pulled some games out of there and I gave him Borderlands 2, Diablo 3, and then Dark Souls 2, and then Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. So one thing with Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen, do you have that for the 360, like the disc version?
Yes.
I'm wondering if I can borrow it because mine only has one of the discs and it's apparently a 2-disc part and he can't play it because he doesn't have both discs, but he wants to try it. So I wasn't sure if
single disc.
Well, maybe even that will work.
Oh,
it's the Dark Arisen version.
Dark Arisen. I don't remember if Dark Arisen was the disc or if it just came with the code for the free Dark Arisen download.
For me, I have the Dark 360 Arisen store is closed now of the actual game, and so it's got a 2-disc inside, but for some reason I'm missing one of the discs.
You want me to check quick?
No, maybe afterwards. But so he wants to try it, but so right now he's working on Diablo 3, which is cool. He's playing Diablo 3. Christine, if you're listening, he's not playing Diablo 3. He's playing something else. But he tried Dark Souls 2. He tried Dark Souls 2, and I had a thought this morning. He played Dark Souls 2 for an hour and then gave up. And I asked him like, what was the thing that stopped? He said, yeah, I got to a tower or something and I had no idea where to go. And I just got frustrated because I lost my souls and then I just stopped. And I was thinking to myself, if kids who are, he's 14, almost 15, they start to get older, developers start to develop games for people who are whatever at a different age range. I don't know how they figure things out. But I feel like kids his age and his friends, their attention spans are so small that I'm curious if game developers start to develop less and less games that are like these long story based, Dragon's Dogma, where you actually have to like, because everything seems it's all around this battle royale style of games. Get your attention span for like 5-15 minutes you're playing and then you just reset, and that's where your attention span sits. Versus like I'm literally forcing him to be like, go play some. These are all story based. Go play them, and I'm not really sure when I'm going to give them back to the other ones back because I'm like, you spent an hour on Dark Souls, like you barely got through anything,
right?
So anyway, if you do have Dragon's Dogma, I want him to try that one.
Okay,
what I'm really looking for is a game that's a little bit tough. That's going to be a bit of a struggle, but has a story that you can beat. And because that's what I want to use is like, do that, and then I'll give you your stuff back. So maybe I'm being
Dark
jerk,
Souls 2 for that one. I mean, I'll still lend it to you, but do Dark Souls 2 for that one because that one's wicked.
That is so
What do you mean you don't know where to go with the tower? It's linear.
I thought it was linear too, but I don't remember the tower in Dark Souls 2. I can't. It's hard for me to remember what he means when he got to a tower. And I was like, oh, you lost your souls after an hour. Get over it.
Yeah.
That's going to happen a lot. So anyway, just a thought. Sorry. Back to pathofexile.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
But this week in PoE, fan art.
There was nothing this week.
They had some patches, didn't they?
Yeah, that's it.
I really, sorry, with the fan art stuff, very, very cool. I love when you see something someone created physically though, you know what I mean? Like the digital stuff is cool. I'm jaded towards physical or digital stuff now because did you make it? Did somebody else make it? Like it's so hard nowadays. Not taking anything away from these people because I'm sure they did make them, but when you see somebody that actually made a physical item, I just find that really cool.
Yeah, totally. And then just patch notes and a couple hot fixes for the gauntlet that's currently going on, and then GGG's going to Brazil.
We knew that
for the Brazil game show.
We
I
knew
don't
that
know.
last week.
Oh, I mean, it came out.
I don't remember them talking about it.
So that's cool. They're going to São Paulo. So have fun in São Paulo.
October
and then
10th.
I want you to go to the GGG website.
Their main website?
Yeah.
I was just on it. Okay, I'm here.
Now go to events, highlight events, and then go to events and
whatever.
This
is not going to go well. Which one do you want? League ladder, season and events?
Season and events.
Okay.
I love that the season and events still hasn't been changed. Like, when's the last time they called it a season?
Yeah, I don't know. They have this thing on here.
They do. They have this thing for some reason only on one day. Right, as opposed to like this is the duration. I don't know. You have it on your website, so figure it out. So now, so there it is. This is actually thing.
Funny. The drop down,
right?
Drop down.
I have that note here. It says now check the drop down menu. Check the drop down menu and read out some of these things that. Like
these are stupid. Race season 1. I'm just scrolling down, but even the newest is November events 2023, March events 2023. US PvP events. What even was the November events? Oh, those were those. Okay, I see what those were. Those little like things they did between leagues, but we haven't seen those in a long time.
2023 though was a year ago. I don't think so. But some of those things in the drop down list are from 2016.
I clicked
There's
on
only
race
like 12
season 1
things,
and my bar actually moved. Apparently, I must have played during that time.
So anyway, it's funny. I really hope they get their crap together for PoE 2. You can't have this kind of garbage when you're like, you really need to care about the communication, your events, what's displayed on your website. Like, you got to care. They really got to get their act together with that kind of stuff.
Just
for
don't
PoE 2.
put it on the site.
Yeah, right.
I like
you call it seasons.
To their credit, Path of Exile 2's website right now is phenomenal. I think they have done a fantastic job of how they built out the Path of Exile 2 website. I think it's really like, first off, it's today's age for how a website is designed. It's got great things that change throughout the page. It's got the ability to look at these different classes, the items and skills right in the game. Like, I think their current Path of Exile 2 website, fantastic. My comment is along the same line as you. Do not put something on this website that you are not going to continue to maintain ever. Like, it just it's kind of dumb. So, but yeah, I mean, they're simple. The website is simple. I get it. It's literally a single page website right now, but to their credit, it's an announcement style website. I think they've done a really good job with it. I hope that they keep that up for once the game comes out.
Agreed. But while we're on the website, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 12 classes announced.
Well, announced that we've seen, yeah, maybe they just haven't updated that yet.
At that pace, we are 5 weeks.
They have to have them
6
already,
weeks
though.
away from the beta, where they were saying all the classes, all the ascendancies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's hope so.
Maybe they're saving those for the for the release of the beta and to have some excitement for it. And I have to say, like, I purposefully kept myself relatively dumb to PoE 2 besides the bit that we got to play. And that is purposeful. I want to go into Path of Exile 2 treating it like a new game and experiencing everything without knowing. I have never gone back to the Path of Exile. Well, first off, Path of Exile Reddit to me is dead. The PoE 2 Reddit I don't go on anymore. And I don't know that I will even once it's out. I don't want to know anything. I just want to go in and see it all fresh. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, I agree.
With my controller.
Yeah, Path of Exile 2 Elite Xbox controller.
That's right. That's my plan. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree. I would love to go in blind as well. I don't know if we'll be able to, because we do pay attention to their news. But do you think so? Like we just pointed out, there's 4 classes missing from their announcement page still. And then, of course, each of those are going to have 3 ascendancies. So there's going to be 36 ascendancies, unless, of course, they change something. Mm-hmm. Nobody actually cares about the classes. Everybody just cares about ascendancies. The class means nothing with the exception of accessing the ascendancy. The class means nothing. And the look, really, sure. But you're still picking everything based on your ascendancy, right? So you and I are both excited for the ascendancies. if you were GGG, would you not announce your ascendancies before launch? Would you announce your ascendancies before the official launch? Or would you announce your ascendancies before the beta? So beta, before launch, or not at all?
So my feeling towards it might be different than some, which is that if they release the beta without the 4 classes, I actually am okay with that, because maybe they're still working on them. And I think their biggest struggle is going to be the fact that people are not going to treat their beta like a beta. Their beta is going to be looked at as a semi-launch to some people who are just so excited to get it in play and could be upset if not everything's out. I think it's fair to say that they may not have all of the classes and ascendancies ready to go for the beta. And that to me is that I don't care. That's fine to me, because that's what we went through with the beta when they launched PoE 1. Like, they were working on classes. We saw tons of ascendancies change and come out during that beta. So to be honest, I would be shocked if they had all 12 classes and all 36 or whatever it is ascendancies. If they had all of that at beta, I will be completely blown away. And then I also would be understanding that the beta is really, really going to be a beta, because that's so much to test in the game. I don't see them holding classes or ascendancies for the official launch. Sorry. I would be surprised if we went through the beta and didn't at least see everything, because how else would they properly try to balance and test things if they didn't? But I wouldn't be surprised to see classes or ascendancies added as we're playing through the beta for me. What about you?
I like there being a difference as a fan. This isn't from GGG. I know my question was if I was GGG, but as a fan.
Sorry, I answered mine as well. Sort of more from a fan standpoint.
As a fan, I like there being a definitive difference between an official launch and everything that comes before.
What differentiates that for you?
It depends on the game. In this case, as a fan, I'm going to play the beta, so I want, to me, the official launch is the beta. Knowing it's a beta, right? I'm still going to go in knowing that it's loaded with bugs and tons of changes, things are getting reset. But because I know I'm playing the beta, I want them to treat the beta like the official release. So I want all that information ahead of time. Assuming that they're still going to be absurdly reliant on third-party stuff. Hopefully they're not as lazy with it this time or that apathetic, but I assume they're going to be treating their data the same way. So as soon as whatever information is launched, things like PoE Planner and Path of Building will have access to all revealed ascendancies already.
Do you want that? I want to see that in the game. And like, I know where you're coming from. I feel like we're probably want to
start 12 characters.
No, but don't you want to be able to be
36 ascendancies
at the character selection screen and understanding then what my character is and what the ascendancy options will be for me? That's what I want in the game. I want to know if I pick the witch, here are my 3 options later, or what, it's tough because we're coming from a Path of Exile 1 experience. We understand the game. We know how it works. From a new player's perspective, Path of Exile 1 sucks in that sense, because when you pick the character, you don't know shit about what that character is going to be later on. And then all of a sudden you're introduced to these ascendancies. It's like, what? I don't want a surprise later. I don't want him to have to do a POB before I start playing. I want to, at the character selection screen, to see like, here's where I can take this character.
Agreed. And I definitely want that.
I feel like we saw that a little bit when we played it. When we picked the character, kind of.
Hopefully, because the ascendancies to me, I mean, they've always astonished me with their ability to be creative and figure things out. But to me, I don't want ascendancies to be specific. I want them to be general. But how do you have 36 ascendancies and not be too specific? You know what I mean?
I'm the opposite, but I get what you're saying.
I just don't want, when I have an ascendancy, I don't want to feel like I have to be that character if I want to use this skill or the bleed mechanic or minions. I don't want to feel like I have to be. Right.
Sure.
So I still want options for a base archetype or whatever it's going to be. So, yeah, but I agree with you. I 100% don't want to need something outside of the game to be able to make a very simple basic choice, especially at the beginning.
Right.
I should be able to be like, okay, I'll be able to do ally stuff or buff stuff or minion stuff with this starting class or whichever. I definitely do want that for sure. But there is going to be a point where I can't play and I'm lying in bed and I
want to think about it or something.
I want to know a little bit more. And so I'm excited for that. I expect that'll be out with the beta, that information will be, I don't know what the terminology is, but that they'll have that available.
I know that it's not a long-term feeling for me, but what I really enjoyed when we played it was that we were just sitting down and playing. There wasn't like a trying to pre-plan something out. Like, I really, really had fun going in and just looking at the skill selection tree, like going into the passive tree and just like thinking things through in the passive tree. I feel like they actually did a pretty good job with that when we were playing it. So like, that's what I'm looking forward to, is something that seems intuitive off the bat, not like, oh my God, look at this massive tree. I need to use a tool to try and help me. I know I'll eventually need that to maximize a character, right? Like, it's very unlikely for me to be able to go through their passive tree and completely min-max my selection and whatever. And I'm okay with that, but I really, really want to feel like I don't need to leave the game. Keep me in the game and let me figure things out there without making it where I feel like an idiot if I didn't do that. If I didn't go out and use something else, I've messed my character up.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very excited for that. And I've definitely felt that when we were at the play test, we were able to make a character that we were happy with and we were capable of progressing. Yep. And I think one of those big things was the fact that there wasn't any life on the tree.
And you didn't feel penalized for a point. Like, you took a point and you could change it and it was whatever. And give me a second to murder my children. Murder accomplished.
Perfect. It's going to be easy breezy till Christina gets home now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. To answer my own question, I want the beta to be treated like the official release for selfish reasons, because I'm going to be playing, as far as I know, I'm going to be playing the beta. I'm really curious to see how close cross compatibility with other platforms is going to be, if that's something they're aiming for launch. I don't expect it for the beta. It would be nice to be able to sit down on the couch and play the same that I'm playing with you, because it would be nice if, I'm assuming co-op is going to be available right away. That would, you don't expect that with every game, but that is a massive part of Path of Exile. But I don't know, I guess now that I say it out loud, it wouldn't surprise me, and that's not like a diss to GGG, but it's just there's so much going on in the game. It wouldn't surprise me if it was just a solo self-found or like local experience for a while, like co-op or solo self-found to an extent, like, a local experience.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do that, because it's funny when you when you said that, I started to think about the idea that when you try to make a game that is capable of your character playing it, how do you then still make it so that it's challenging and not just running over everything when you all of a sudden add another person to it? But I still feel like
our co-op experience was solid.
It was fun.
It was well balanced for
it was
having no expectations.
Mm-hmm.
But see, for me, like, I'm not always going to have the computer available. My old computer's probably not going to be able to run the game. So it'd be nice to be like, oh, shoot, I have half an hour. It'd be sweet to progress, but Aaron's playing Sims or PoE or something. And it'd be nice to be able to...
That's the
cross-platform.
Cross-platform would make it so you could play the same character on both. What's the one that lets me play with you on the Xbox called? Cross-play? Like, what's the difference?
You know what? It's all the same.
Well, I know it's not all the same, but like, because one of them would let your cross progression, I think, is the one that would let you continue to still have your character on both, which I would love, I think, because I don't play on any console, so I didn't even think about that. I think it would be great if you could. Somebody told us on Discord that they plan to release the beta on the consoles as well, which is surprising to me. It would be cool if you could progress both characters, though, because otherwise it makes it really... Are you starting a new character? Or which maybe is not terrible. I don't know. I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's I am really looking forward to it. It'll be cool to see what they have. The fact that they don't have 4 classes yet to be revealed, or they're still missing 4 class reveals, and they're a month and a half away, doesn't give me the impression that those other tidbits that we're talking about are even going to be close to being done. You know what I mean? It does seem like they're trying to marry themselves to November 15th. So if that's the case, they're probably making what they have perfect. Great. As opposed to, like, it seems like they're trying to be quality over quantity now, which Path of Exile. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that, because I hated the quality over quantity before. I mean, everybody else was too, considering how dramatically things changed from Heist, right? That big, huge complaint that the community did, and GGG apologizing. And I mean, that was 313, I think it was. Like, that's quite a few years ago now.
They've definitely gotten better. Way better.
Yeah. So the quality, we've said many times for many league launches now, it's been solid, very impressed. So I honestly, I just wish them the best. I'll be happy with whatever they put out, honestly, especially now that they put out minions. No problem.
You're good. I don't have, if we get to play the beta, like which we will, the Path of Exile 2 beta, I don't know that I care how long that beta runs. If they come out with not having the 4 classes done, and they maybe don't have all the ascendancies yet, but the game plays well, cool. And then a month later, maybe they introduce a new class and here's some ascendancies and we've done some changes. That's cool. Run your beta for 6-8 months. I don't care. As long as I can play it. I couldn't care less how long it lasts, as long as it's good. It was a comment we had with regards to our private leagues. The only thing that takes us back to playing PoE 1 isn't because PoE 1 comes out with something great. It's because PoE 2 there's a problem. For me, that's the only thing that takes me back to playing Path of Exile 1. And if PoE 2 is anything like what we played when we played, that's probably unlikely. But that could get old. I mean, we played for 6 hours, right? That's nothing in comparison to how long we've played Path of Exile 1. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah. But interesting and exciting way, not like a hesitant way, because there's not really, you can't really go down. PoE 1 is just going to be that much better, even in its worst state. So it's exciting.
I agree.
And what are we at? Today is the 27th of, oh my goodness, it's almost October already.
It is.
My daughter's getting braces soon. Woo.
Is she?
Yeah.
Cool. She excited or nervous or what?
Yeah, she's excited for sure. Yeah. She gets excited about everything new. She just loves stuff. She couldn't wait to get glasses.
Oh man, just wait till you have to help her clean braces. I had to do that with Ethan.
Oh yeah.
It's a whole thing. They get food stock. They got to use these special little picks. We had to get
water pick.
Yeah, we bought him a water pick, but then they also have like physical ones that they can use for things. And then I don't remember if he had to do the elastics or if he had these other things in the back. He chewed through one of them. I had to get paid to get. Oh man, there was a whole. I just remember being a whole thing, but that was like forever ago. Maybe braces are new. I don't know. Maybe there's some magic, new technology.
It's probably all magical now. Yeah, you're right.
That's cool. I don't even know how long this is going to be, but we're done.
Okay. We'll talk about, we didn't even get to talk about our specific builds. Maybe we'll do that in After Dark or next week.
Yeah, let's chat about an After Dark. Let's wrap this up. Episode 260, Forever Exiled. I'm Justin, aka Tags.
I'm Tyler, Wrecker of Days.
Patrons, we will catch you in After Dark. Everybody else, we'll see you next week in 261. If you're looking for more information, you'll find down below. We got a website, foreverexiled.com. We're on Twitter for... No, we're not. Never mind that one. We have a fun Discord. Pop into Discord, say hi. It's a very fun place to be. And
I still check it.
Do you? Okay, so Ty still checks it.
But, like...
I don't. We've stopped using it. I'm not going to
like stuff.
It's not a thing for us anymore.
Twitter's stupid.
Yeah, whatever. Some people love it. For me, it became too much and I had to stop. And so I gave it to Ty, and Ty doesn't like it either. So there you go. Patreon, another way to support the podcast. You'll find them down below and on the website. Peace.